What's cracking, peeps? It's the A-Train coming back at you with another episode of What's New at Tackle Warehouse. School's starting back, so that means there's going to be less and less pressure on the lakes. Still hot outside, but you're going to have multiple opportunities to get bit in peace. So to start off by Baits Fishing Company, we got the Salty Hundo. This is a 100 size reel, but saltwater was put in mind when this reel was created. Everything is machined, but corrosion resistance was the main theme of this reel. So everything stainless steel components, you're not going to have that rust and corrosion taking place in this reel. Great reel. You could throw this in freshwater too. It's going to meet all your needs and specifications, but that salty angler, this was actually made for you. So 13 ball bearings in this little bad boy. That's one of the highest out there. So definitely a great reel, super lightweight, but very powerful. Definitely check it out. These next baits don't really need an introduction, but for those of you, by Cast Fishing Company, these are the OG floaters, but these are exclusive Tackle Warehouse colors. So if you've seen these baits, the bigger models, saltwater wise, these things don't walk the dog. They look like they would, but they don't. These things are made for a super fast, erratic retrieve. These things will dive, jump, spit, shoot in every different direction. So they're like, why can't we take that same concept and introduce it to the bass world? So here they are right here. Definitely get your hands on these. These are Tackle Warehouse exclusive colors. When these things are gone, they are gone. So you do not want to be left behind without these little bad boys, the OG floaters, Tackle Warehouse exclusive colors. Next, we have the Great Lakes Finesse matte little jig right here. So this little bad boy, powder coated head, but look at the size of that thing. It's so small, but draws big bites. Everything about this bait right here is just to get you bit in some of the bigger bites. You're gonna run into those pressurized situations where you need that real small, compact presentation, but you wanna be able to draw that bigger bite at the same time. This is definitely gonna do it for you. For a small finesse jig, look at the size of that hook, very stout. It's actually got a great oversized bait keeper on there, so your tiniest little plastic trailers are gonna be secure and locked in place with that bait keeper, if you can see that little bad boy right there. But definitely a great little jig. You don't have to worry about the jig losing its color or anything. That thing is powder coated, baked on. That paint job is going nowhere on this little jig, but it's definitely a bait. Maybe small in appearance, but you're gonna get big results on it. Next, by Keitech, we got the swing bait. So this little bad boy right here, it's almost like a two-segmented bait. It's all one, but just has that little separation in the middle. Multiple uses for this thing. You can get the smallest little finesse jig head and swim that thing. You forward-facing sonar guys are gonna love that little bad boy. So much action on that. Some of your smaller swim jigs will be able to handle that. But even some of you guys that just want to employ this as a drop shot bait, this thing has a million different uses. So whether you're fishing it alone or as a trailer, definitely a good little way to get bit when that big bite shuts down or you just got overpressurized lakes right here. So sometimes you got to give them that small presentation and that'll get it done right there. Next bait is one of my favorites. I've been throwing this little bad boy for some time now. So by KGB, this is their custom glide. So this is an exclusive Tackle Warehouse color. When these things are gone, they're gone. I'm living proof this thing draws great bites right here. What I love about it most is this tail. It's almost like that paintbrush type tail. That thing flares and just the action that thing produces. Really no wrong way to fish this glide bait, whether you want to employ rod twitches, quarter turns of the reel, the sky's the limit on what this bait will do. You could even burn it in with that super choppy glide and it's not gonna roll over on you. So just a great bait and it's gonna draw a lot of fish. KGB's been around for a long time, but Tackle Warehouse was able to get a hold of this little bad boy right here. So definitely get these while they last. Next, by Ray Japan, we got the Fanta Stick. So at first I thought, oh, another fluke-like bait. It could be used as one, but this is actually classified as a stick bait, so almost like you would a Senko style type bait. EWG, it's actually gonna shimmy all the way down. But also you could deploy jerks in your rod tip to give it that soft jerk bait, erratic action. This thing makes an awesome trailer, whether on your swim jig or your bladed swim jigs. Makes a great trailer. Lots of action, so definitely a way when you see those fish schooling, good way to get bit. Next, by Savage Gear, we got the 3D line through. This is another Tackle Warehouse exclusive color. That bluegill is about as real as it gets. I'd probably bite this thing until I got that feathered hook right there. But everything on this profile is anatomically correct right here. Everything from the fins, the eyes, tail, swimming action, everything on it is gonna mimic a bluegill. You're gonna get some of the biggest and the baddest bass in your lake to give this a chew. So definitely a bait worth throwing. Make sure you got your tackle upgraded, good line. I would say probably 20-pound line minimum, because you're gonna draw some savage strikes on this bad boy. A rod stout enough to hoist those bigger fish out of that cover, but this is definitely gonna get you bit. Next, by Valley Hill, we got the bladed 500. So you already got the erratic action of that lipless right there, the LV500. But now adding a blade to that, whether you're burning this over submerged vegetation, around riprap, boat docks, this is a bait that's gonna get chewed on. So while everyone else is throwing your standard rattling baits, now you got flash appeal on that. Super shark hooks, I got one going into my thumb right now. But this is also just a great looking bait. The eyes on it, those really jump out at me right now. Just a whole nother spin on the LV500. I like a glass rod on these. If you're gonna be burning these super fast, I'd recommend a glass rod and braided line with this little bad boy. That's gonna be able to rip through a lot of that shallow cover, which this was intended for. But that little blade's just gonna give it that extra flash appeal. And they'd also pick up on the vibration that's blade's gonna help put out too, along with the rattling sound. So definitely a great looking bait, and you will get bit, I promise you. Next, by Okuma, we got the Guide Select Traveling Rod. Comes in 4 pieces. This thing is 7'11". You ever been just driving around and come across a pond and it's like, man, I bet you the swim bait bite is on right there, but you don't have a rod big enough, but now you do. 7'11", comes in a great solid carrying case. So you can put that in your luggage, backpack, behind the seat of your car, your trunk. Sky's the limit. But definitely a good stout rod. It's gonna handle the majority of your big swim bait needs, and in a small little package, some assembly required. Thanks for tuning in, and for more information on the products seen here today, click shop or the link in the description below. If you enjoyed this week's episode, hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. Let the A-Train know which of these products you're most pumped about.